Storytime with Aunty Shine-Shine. Fun learning time.
Hi there! Hi there, stars and fun learners. Welcome to Storytime with Aunty Shine-Shine. This is the platform where we have fun while learning. And you know how we do this. Shining stars, I say shine, shine, and you say, aha, that's it. You say shine like a star because every single one of you is a star. Oh, and you know how I know that? I've told you before, well, let me say it again. Every single one of you has your own gifting. Some of you like to write. Some of you love to paint. Some of you love numbers. Some of you love nature. Some of you love the outdoors. Now, those things that you love are your own star ingredients. So all you have to do is nurture it and get better, and you get to shine brightly like the star that you are. Now, did you come with your imagination caps? I can't hear you. Oh, I'm sure you did, because today, as usual, Aunty Shine-Shine has a fun and interesting story for you. Now, if you came with your imagination caps, put them on and get ready to travel with me, your imagination, all the way to, guess where? Southwestern Nigeria. And do you know the language that is spoken in Southwestern Nigeria? It's the Yoruba language. In Southwestern Nigeria, the language that is spoken is Yoruba language. And that is where today's story comes from. Now, who remembers the story called in Yoruba language? All right, I'm here for you. The story called in Yoruba language, the storyteller says, "Hello," and you, the listener, say, "Hello." Can we try that? Hello. Let's do that again. Hello. That's right. Once I hear hello, then I know that you all are ready to go with me on our story adventure. Akinode the greedy hunter. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, there lived Akinode the hunter. Akinode was a very skillful hunter. First of all, do you know what hunters do? I'm sure you do. Well, they hunt for animals and game in the bush or in the forest. So, Akinode was a very skillful hunter, a great marksman, and that means that whenever he targets a game, he was sure to get it. So, Akinode was very renowned. He was known all around the villages around them as a very skillful hunter. But Akinode was never satisfied. Akinode was difficult to get satisfied. He was a greedy hunter. Akinode would go every day to hunt. Because he was a skillful hunter, he would get so much game, so many animals, yet he would go back the next day. He would return the next day. He would return the next day, even when he had not exhausted the game he had already captured at home. And the animals in the forest were depleting, and there was not enough to go around, and it was not just a nice situation for everybody. But Akinode couldn't be bothered. He would always go back every day to hunt and get more than he needed. Now, one day, as usual, Akinode went to the forest to hunt. And because he was so busy hunting and shooting at game and targeting and just doing his hunter's business, he did not realize when it started to get dark. And before he knew it, it was dark already. And Akinode said, "Oh, how did I not realize it was getting this dark? Well, now I will hurry back home." And so doing, he packed up his bow and arrow and gun and catapult, packed them up in his bag, and he started hurrying back home. Because he was in a hurry and it was already getting dark, guess what happened? Akinode did not know when he took a step, and that step landed him into another hunter's trap. Akinode was trapped, and he struggled, but there was no way. The trap was not letting him go. Akinode said, "Kini ma ṣe báyìí o? What am I going to do now?" Akinode the hunter was busy struggling and trying to get free from the trap he was caught in, and then the hare came along. Guess what the hare did? He looked. Tani mo ń wò yìí? Is this not Akinode the great skillful hunter? Yeah? Akinode the great hunter. The hunter has now been caught in a trap. The hare laughed and laughed to his heart's content. And then he said, what shall I do now? Oh, I know what I shall do. I shall go into the forest and call on all the animals to come and join me and laugh. Akinode, the great skillful hunter that comes to hunt us every day and every day and every day without giving us rest, is now caught in his own trap. I will call all the animals, and after calling all the animals, then I will call on the lions. Akinode, you will make a great dinner for the lions. Guess what? This was a long time ago when humans and animals could hear each other. As soon as Akinode heard that part, he said, no, Mr. Hare. Oh yes, our folk tales tell us that a long time ago, humans and animals could hear each other speak. So, as soon as he heard that the hare planned to call on the lions to eat him for dinner, he started pleading with the hare. No, Mr. Hare, please, I beg you, don't let the lions eat me for dinner, please. And the hare said, let me think about it. No. Akinode continued begging. Akinode said, please, I will give you whatever you want. Just ask me for anything. I will do it for you. The hare said, what can you possibly do for me? Okay, well, I will strike a deal with you, and maybe you can save your own life. You have to promise me that you will never, ever come to this forest to hunt for any animals again. Yes, leave us in peace. Akinode said, Mr. Hare, if I don't come to hunt, how will I feed my family? Please don't make the law so hard like that. The hare said, okay, that is true. Okay, well, this is my law. You will only come to hunt in this forest once a week. That is, once in 7 days. You either agree or I go and call the rest of the animals. The hunter, Akinode said, I agree. Once in 7 days. Yes, I agree. I will only come to hunt once in 7 days, as you have said. Once in 7 days, spare my life. Don't let the lions come and eat me for dinner. And so the hare was able to free Akinode the hunter using his very sharp teeth. He cut through the trap and Akinode was set free. At that moment, Akinode was very grateful to escape from the scorn of the rest of the animals and from being eaten for dinner by the lions. So he said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And off he went swiftly back home. The hare was very, very delighted to share the good news with the rest of the animals that Akinode, the great hunter, who was always coming to disturb their peace and hunt them down and kill them and their loved ones, would no longer come as often. He would only come once in 7 days. It was good news for the animals, and they all heaved a sigh of relief. At first, Akinode the hunter kept to his promise, but after a while, he forgot about his promise as his greed resurfaced again. And so he stopped going once in 7 days, and then he would go once in 4 days. The animals saw, and then he would go once in 2 days. And finally, his greed surfaced all the way, and he resumed going back to hunt every day, even though he did not need all that he was hunting for. He was just a terror to the animals, and he was wasting meat that he could not use up. So the animals started living in fear of Akinode again, and they had a meeting. They decided that they needed to do something to teach this hunter a lesson. And all the animals, both big and small, decided to come together to cooperate and deal with this their enemy who would not give them peace. Everyone brought their own little ideas. And guess what? The next day, when Akinode, the great skillful hunter, stepped into the forest, as usual, believing he was the brave, strong, and skillful hunter that he was not careful of anything. And before he knew it, he walked straight into thick webs that had been spun by who? Which animals spin webs? The spiders. Yes, you got it. The spiders had spun a very thick web. And Akinode was busy wiping all over his body, trying to get rid of all the spider's web. And before you knew it, splat, he stepped into animal poop that they had also put on the way. He stepped squarely into the poop. Messy, yucky animal poop. He was trying to get rid of the spider webs all over his body, and he had now stepped into poop. And as he was trying to find his way to steady himself, he fell into a ditch. Splash! There was a lot of what was in the dish? Animal urine. Akinode thought it was water at first, so he said, at least I'm going to wash off this spider's webs off my body and wash off this poop all over my leg. And before he knew it, he scooped some of what he thought was water to wash his face. It was smelly, but it had already gotten, so he realized it was urine, but guess what? It had gotten into his eyes and it stung so badly. He rubbed and ouch! He rubbed and rubbed his eyes. He was not getting any relief. And the animals, when they heard him, they came all around and surrounded the ditch, and they were laughing and laughing. Different sounds of laughter, and none of the animals was willing to help their oppressor, their terror, Akinode, the hunter. And he was there struggling and rubbing his eyes. They never got better. He rubbed and rubbed and rubbed until It got so long. He stayed there for such a long time, and before he knew it, he could not open his eyes anymore. Guess what? You would think that the lions would eat up Akinode the hunter now that he could not attack them anymore. The lions did not eat him up. Do you know why? They wanted him to live to learn his lesson. And we hope that he learned his lesson. So, this reminds me of a song that is usually sung in Yoruba language for disobedient individuals. Would you like to hear it? Yes, I'll sing it for you. It goes like this. Okay, you will go with me. Aláìgbọràn, ìwọ olórí kunkun, ẹni a wí fún, ọba jẹ́ ó gbọ́. Let's go. Aláìgbọràn, ìwọ olórí kunkun, ẹni a wí fún, ọba jẹ́ ó gbọ́. One more time. Aláìgbọràn, ìwọ olórí kunkun, ẹni a wí fún, ọba jẹ́ ó gbọ́. And it means, you disobedient one, we pray that whenever you are cautioned, you listen to caution. Shining stars, it's always good to be obedient and to be kind and to listen to caution. And of course, it's never ever good to be greedy. Did you learn any lesson in this story? If you did, why don't you write to Aunty Shine-Shine using the email Aunty Shine-Shine the storyteller @gmail.com. I would love to hear your feedback. And that's the end of our story for today. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I sure hope that you learned some lessons. I will be coming your way again next week with another exciting story. Let's keep it a date. Till then, keep shining. Bye for now.